and it'll kind of give you a list of everything.
Okay. Okay. We figure something out. Let me see.
Do you want
Yes.
to make me co-host? I'll kind of give you a
Yes.
list of everything.
Okay. Okay. We figure something out. My bad. Let me see. I want to listen to myself. There we go. Hey, Kai, how are you? My
Oh,
co-host.
hello. Hi.
What's
Hi, good
up?
morning.
Hi.
Dude, new haircut and shit.
Of course. New year, new me.
Looking sharp. Hey, Sydney and I, we are thinking about, what should we share? What should we share from the EXP side today? Do you have like your favorite tool in EXP that you use all the time that people they don't know about?
Uh, They don't know about. Hmm. I mean, so Sydney, have you been using the Canva Pro?
We talk about
Yeah,
Canvas.
Oh, okay. Because they have a lot of new template for EXP people. Um, mm.
Really? Okay, we can just share about that. Yeah, I think that's a good revisit. You talk about Canva, you talk about Canva, so it must be something good.
No, I mean, I don't use it, right? My staff use it, but
That works.
but I know every agent liked it. And then especially now, I think it's worthwhile to talk about how Canva also have a lot of video editing now too in there. If people just want something simple and quick, because a lot of people are talking about how TikTok go away and CapCut go away, so they're looking for alternative. And hey, EXP have it included, free.
I like that.
Mhm, mhm.
Perfect. Yeah.
And
Teddy
other thing I
in.
like is Revenos. I think Revenos is cool.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about revenues today on the second part?
So yeah, Revenos. I can talk about
Okay.
Revenos.
Okay. Yeah. So just kind of have, it open on your screen and then whenever we finish with the mastermind, I can hand it over to you. You can talk about revenues a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hi
Oh,
always has the good EXP news.
love it. Yeah.
Whoa, what is
Or
that?
maybe I can talk about express offer. I mean, that's always a good topic too.
Yeah, yeah, express offer and revenue. So could you help me handle that for the second part?
Maybe I'll pick one of the two.
Yeah, just pick one or
Yeah.
two.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Yep. Elva, how are you? Thank you for hosting the Lunar New Year party. That was amazing. How you totally missed out.
You're muted, Alva.
Yeah, you speaking, Elva, you mute.
Hey Teddy,
Good morning, Sydney. How are you feeling?
way better. It's definitely something
Awesome.
going around.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting just beat up around here. We're trying to avoid everybody but our clients.
So, you know what? It's funny. I'm usually the only one who gets sick first, like during COVID. Me and Jenny, we are the one who got like sick the first round, right? And then same thing on this round. Me and Jenny, we were in we are like, oh my God, it was so bad. But that was like a month ago. And now after we recover, now everybody got sick.
Your
I blame
patient
Jeff.
zero.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sydney, I think just some housekeeping since we don't have a big group today. Whenever you share on Facebook, if you share a link, if you share Eventbrite link, Facebook they will not promote it, right? Because you click it, you go outside. So whenever you promote something, make sure it's something related to Facebook. So if you see what I did the other day, right? I actually create a Facebook event within the Team Legacy organization, and then you can invite everybody to that particular event. So I think if you do that, right, it's gonna get out to a lot more people. If you just post an outside link like an event, right? Facebook, they hate it, they will not promoting it.
Yeah. Okay, so create like a Facebook.
Yeah. Or just, if
Okay.
or so that is number one, and then on a reminder, just post the picture, right? Just post the picture of the flyer. Don't put any external link. The moment you put on external link, Facebook is gonna say, hey, screw this thing, right? You'll take
Yeah.
the traffic away. I'm not gonna promote your post. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah, so
Okay.
put photo on the post, and then if there's any external link, put them in the comment or something.
Yeah,
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, so we can do that, and then and then leverage the event, create an event within Team Legacy organization, every Tuesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just something we have to do to drive the traffic. So, hey May, how are you?
Hi everybody, I'm good.
What's
What's
up?
nice?
Yeah, I'm very excited for today. So I just reached over Mitch bio. He has over 2,000 people in his organization.
How many?
More than 2,000. Yeah, so
Ooh.
yeah, and his story is very inspiring. He started a business, right?
Uh-huh.
Perfectmate.com, value at $80 million. The deal fell too. He went bankrupt, and then he just come back and do real estate. And fast forward, right? He's an alpha in the company. So I'm gonna let him speak all about that. But super excited to have him on board today.
Nice. Let me get people in.
Yeah. So I was discuss that with Sydney. If so, let's post on the group. Get people in before 10:30, and if we can just start doing the event within the group, within the Facebook group, that would be good. What happened to Jeff and Amanda today?
Jeff is out of town right now, and I think their kids are sick as well.
Right. Yeah. So it's just that we have to deal with. Yep.
Teddy, I
We
saw Janet and William yesterday, and they were talking about how great the speaker was last week too.
Yeah, I think I spoke to both of them. I have to put that information up on Facebook. I apologize. I don't know. It's the whole week got away from me, and I realized I didn't post their information for everybody to see. So I need to post that. I'll do that today. I'll post it on the RevShare group.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Thanks for reminding me.
And since we have a smaller group today, I really want to hear from Nam. So Nam, congratulations on your contract, and then Isaac, welcome to the team. If you want to unmute and then introduce to everybody, we would love to learn more about you and your business. This Those guys probably at work, just like me in the past. I was working my day job, and then I just try to tune in, try to listen in, try to get as much as knowledge as I can.
Just want to say Isaac, welcome to the team.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? This is Isaac. Thank you for welcoming.
Welcome,
Yep.
welcome. Hey, since we have a smaller group today, I'm gonna pick on you. I really want to learn about your story and especially what made you decide to move to EXP, because everybody here in the call, we can all learn from your story and we can all get inspired from that.
Yes. I mean, I've been wanting to do real estate, but then it just never had the yes. And then when it's 2020, when COVID hit, and then I was just home, and then I was like, maybe I need to do something, and then I forget about it, and then later the year, I diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. And then after 2021, my main cancer got removed. And then I realized that what could I lose? I just follow my guts and then get a license, and that's it. So
Wow,
it's going to my 4 year now.
awesome, welcome.
So Isaac is a very strong fighter, of course, and he's also a father of 3, right, Isaac?
Yep.
And working really hard. He's been in real estate. He actively being an agent for a while and doing pretty well. He's looking for an opportunity to grow with a bigger team. And also, Isaac and we knew each other from high school, so it's been a long time.
Yep. Thank you, Eva, for the great introduction.
Sorry, I have some technical issue. Let me I can't hear anything. Give me 1 second.
So, just to let you know, this is your second time joining this Zoom meeting, but this is one of the meetings that we have on Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. We have like this kind of meeting for uh anyone to bring in a leader or a speaker to share anything valuable to the team. It's just like one of the process to grow together. If you know any speaker that you would like to invite or just talk to one of us, and we can coordinate that. And also, we have other trainings in person. One of them is coming up, right, Hui, with Min and Tao hosting, but it's
Yeah.
in person, it's in Canada. That one will be a really good one for lead generation sharing. So I think you might want to attend that one, Isa.
Yeah, so that one is gonna be an amazing one. I think the event, Sydney, did we already post the event?
It should be posted. Yeah, I'll post it again and I'll post it on like the Instagram and everything too.
Okay, and like I say, if we can leverage the event feature of Facebook, so that way Facebook can promote our post. Right now that's where most of everyone still live. They still live on Facebook.
Yes, thanks for the invitation. As right now, I don't know my work schedule able to make it to the event, but I will let you guys know whenever the event is close up. Thank you, though.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. I mean, in the meantime, when we wait for Mitch, I told him 10:30. I know, Kai, you have something really cool to share about, some of the tool that you use in EXP. Would you like to unmute and share with us some of the tool and feature that you're leveraging, to build your business?
Sure, yes. One of the thing I think may be helpful, I don't know if anyone aware, but there's something called, hold on, let me share my screen. Are you guys familiar with the revenues program at EXP?
I need a refresh.
Okay. So, so yeah, Revenant is awesome program. Actually, you know what? They have a short 1 minute video. Let me play it for us.
It's gonna be hard to play the video
Can
on
I?
Zoom.
Oh no, like this. But anyhow, if anything, after this, everyone can just go back to the website, revenos.com. And it's public by EXP. So Revenos is a brand new division that EXP created about probably up to 3 years ago now. And they have been refined some more. But basically, the story is EXP is have present in all 50 states now. So, and international too. So they was able to connect and work with a lot of company and organizations out there that have housing need, basically. So they want to be able to work with a brokerage that have presence in multiple cities and state. So that way, with their assets in multiple cities and state, they don't have to try to coordinate too many different pieces, right? So when they reach out to EXP, they got that. And then of course, when EXP got those clients, they need us to help serve them. So make sure that you understand and plug into Revenues on Workplace. So that way you understand all the program out there. And a few program that they have is down here. And you can see they updated the upcoming training program now and learn more for each specifically. Probably we don't have enough time to go over all of them today in details, but I highly encourage us to explore some more and learn about them. And real quick, right? So they have EXP relocations. What it is EXP actually have a relationship and agreement with multiple reload company now. So let's say, for example, a big company like Carter's. Carter's is a very big global relocation company. So, Fortune 500 company will reach out to Carter's and say, hey, I need to move, we are Exxon Mobil. We need to move some people from Florida, from New York to Houston, Texas, for example, right? Or to Virginia. And we need some people to help place all these people because Carter's is already reach out and let EXP know, hey, I need to help these people sell their house in Florida, in Virginia, and need to buy a house in Houston, in San Antonio, whatever, right? So then EXP will connect, and then whoever got certified with relocation department at EXP, then you can get this lead directly from corporate, ready to go, right? And it's as sure as can get because everything is already, connected. And then affinity program, that is also a minor piece, but we can look into that too. But it create different program helping people moving from place to place. EXP Bundle Select is also a very powerful thing. Think about it as a mini version of EXP relocation because it's helping smaller company, maybe 1 to 50 employees versus big global company that relocation company that working with. Uh, Making It Rain has been around forever. Basically, they are an ad agency helping run marketing for you on mainly on Google Ads and stuff like that. Institutional investment services started about probably a year and a half ago that focus on institutional people. If you get certified, you may get connected with institutional client who need to buy or sell throughout the state. Express Offer is our unique and highly valued marketing tool, in fact, for EXP agents that I think everyone should plug in, get certified, so that way any property, any listing appointment that you have, you can bring up and talk about it. Unique way for any seller. Most seller may not even consider a quick cash option as one of their sell, but it's good for them to hear about it, to know that you can offer them, and you can offer them because you are part of EXP. And express offer for the people, for the buyer that on the express offer platform, they can only qualify if they buy at least 50 house every single year consistently. So we know we have some good qualified, ready to go buyer right there. So with the right seller, you may make a very quick commission because of that. And on top of that, they have an agreement with EXP that every single deal that you bring to express offer, if they buy it and if they flip it or whatever, list it later, you entitled to the first right of refusal. So they can ask you first, hey, since you bring us this deal, do you want to help us sell it too? So then you have an opportunity to make money on the sale again for the same property. I don't know why they say it, first right refusal is like, hey, do you want to help me sell it? And they were like, nah, let me think about it. No, I don't want to do it. So but they don't say that, they just give it to you, but they say, hey, you have the first right refusal to do the listing later. And then the last two thing is powerful as well. IEO, it has been slow in the last couple of years, but I believe that it probably become a thing again very soon, right? So access exclusively to all the foreclosure deal, all the client, all the banking company that may need agent to help them offload property, doing BPO to value property that they take over from foreclosure homeowner. So make sure that you plug in, get certified. So hey, you never know. The next big wave of foreclosure coming in, you may get exclusive dip on some of these amazing deals, right? With IEO. And then lastly, for military family, yes, if you want to work more with VA veteran or if you're a veteran yourself, definitely plug in, right? So that way you have access and conversation going on every day with VA clients. But yeah, so I'm very excited about all of this because I think even if you just do one of this is also a great way to increase revenue into your real estate business. And since you already with EXP, you don't have to pay anything extra. Why not take advantage of some of this, right? And you never know when you start digging down into a specialized area, you may be able to even do more for your own business and create a new brand for yourself. And lastly, I think that's one thing that of all this time is still amazed me at EXP is that EXP is so agent focused. They want us to build our brand around EXP. They don't need, they want to highly encourage our own personal growth. That's why there's so many different specialty on different places. So that way we can just plug into one and take it, roll with it.
Let's see. So
Any
these,
questions, comments?
yeah. So these are just, lead directly from EXP, and all you need to do is to take the certification and then you qualify to receive the lead, right?
Correct. Yes.
And I remember, especially on the relocation program, not me, but one of the agent in my team. The moment you take the certification and then you get put in the round robin system, already. And then whenever there's a lead locally in your area, and then I will get a quick text. I can either click yes or click no, and then I will connect. And then we get connected directly with the relocation lead already. So I think I used relocation before, and I think May, did you have a relocation lead with as well for DXP?
Yeah, I did. I work with the relocation file, and they're pretty helpful when it comes to the documentations. Because when you work with a reload files, it's just like tons of documentation. So it's good that we have a specialist that kind of guide you along the way, tell you exactly what documents need what signature and when to sign those. So it's pretty helpful. Yeah, pretty straightforward when it comes to I worked several files with relocations already. So it's another lead gen source that I would say in case you want to take in new clients.
Kai, you want to leave that link, on the training on the revenues?
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess I will do both. This one.
Okay.
So this one is cool because it's also have the link to the support doc article that EXP write out for us, and you have a quick summary of each of this division as well. So that way, if anyone want a quick reference, we can go here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Could you put that in the chat real quick so that way we can, yeah, thank you.
And then this one as well.
Yeah, so Kai, thank you so much for taking this part of the call. I honestly need a refresh, especially on the IO division. I believe that if you can get access to IO, investor like us, it doesn't hurt to have another deal flow.
Right, because even if we don't take on more clients, hey, have access to a stream of deals coming on market, we have first dibs at all the off-market opportunity. I
Yeah.
think that's awesome.
Yeah, but I think the man of the hour is here already. So let's just do a quick mastermind. Sharing the win for this morning, and then we're gonna start shortly with Mitch. So but yeah, super excited for today. So oh, hey Mitch, I see you
Hey
here already.
guys.
How are you? Hey Mitch, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, my pleasure. How are we all doing?
I'm doing good. We are so excited to have you. A smaller call today, but these I would like to introduce you to May, to Sydney, to Kai. These are the leader in my organization, among with everybody else, and we're just so excited to talk to you, with you, and especially listening to your story.
Sure. I'll make some stuff up.
So let's go ahead and yeah, get started. Hopefully I don't mess this up, Mitch, but let me try my best to introduce you to the stage. But Mitch, is a true entrepreneur. He owned 27 business, across the multiple industry, right? He owned restaurant, dating service. Oh my God, I want to hear about that, right? And then marketing and real estate. Um, you say in the note here you have a contract to sell your online dating service, perfectmate.com for 80 million, but for whatever the deal, it fell to real.com bust, and all you left with was just 14,000. Yeah. But turning into real estate, Mitch went on to build a highly successful independent broker. You have 3 offices in Melbourne, in the Satellite Beach, and in Indiana, Litek. Is it in Austria or?
You're close.
Wow. So, you grow to 120 agent and you close more than 700 transactions annually, generating 160 million in sale. I mean, but despite all the success, you realize that there's a challenge to owning your own brokerage, and which led you to EXP Realty, which led you with us. So fast forward now, your organization, Mitch, you have more than 2,000 agents in your organization across 48 states and 7 countries. Congratulations. Oops, is Mitch freezing or is it
There
just
we
me?
are. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like my internet just went off for a minute. Gotta love the internet, right? uh,
But yeah,
so
Mitch,
good.
George, I would, since a lot of us here, we are leader in the Asian attraction space. We would love to learn from you and how we could, together with you and me, together how we can, grow this amazing, company.
Sure. Sure. So I'll give you a couple of things, and thank you for having me. I always love doing these things. They're always fun. Um, the the attraction thing is an interesting thing because it's anybody can do it, yet only 11 or 12% of us actually do it, right?
Yeah. So I think the internet or it's just me.
It's the internet.
Okay. Okay. So let's wait for him a little bit.
Your life. Am I frozen again? Nope.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, I'm struggling. My internet struggling here all of a sudden. I've never had a problem with my internet. It must
Sam,
it, mu- it must it must be you guys. Um, so I will hope it'll stay stable. So anyway, I'll give you a quick background on my story and with regards to coming over to EXP because my story as a broker is everybody's story. And right now is a phenomenal time to talk to brokers. Phenomenal. In fact, that's pretty much all I'm working on is brokers. Because they're all dying on the vine. They're all struggling right now. Your independents are dying. And so just again, I'll give you a quickie on mine. So I had, like you said earlier, I had 120 agents. We did about 700 transactions a year, which back then was 160 million. Today, that would be about $400 million in sales because of the price changes. And in 2006, I'm going to move this. I'm going to move my room to a different room. Hold on a second. I'm going to try to get a better connection here. This is terrible.
yeah, no worry, Mitch. We got you.
Sorry. Okay. It's hard to carry a computer and a cup of tea at the same time. I'm not that talented. I'm going to move closer to the internet in our building here. So just go for a walk and enjoy ourselves. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Where are you physically at?
I'm in Melbourne. My internet's getting killed.
Oh, wow.
Try here. Hopefully this will be a little better. Sorry.
Yeah,
Where you in Florida?
So my office is this one's in Melbourne. I live in Merritt Island. I have another office in Merritt Island, which we love next to Cocoa Beach. But originally, if you listen to my voice, you'll hear that I parked my car still in Boston. That's where I'm from. And yes, the weather is amazing here. It's a little warm. So I think it's going to get like 85.
oh wow, yeah. We're gonna get another front call here in Houston. Oh, most of us here is in Houston.
Yeah, we had a little bit of cold a couple weeks ago when I played baseball a couple weeks ago with the old Red Sox players, and it was like 45, 50 degrees and rainy all week. So that wasn't very fun. But anyways, so Canada minus 20. I love that. That's
Oh
nice
wow.
and warm.
Oh
Minus
wow.
20 Celsius. What does that equal? Like minus 50 Fahrenheit? 10 inches of snow. Yeah, no, I don't miss any of that crap. Um, okay, so I was 56 years old, and I do what I call the mirror to your success. I look in the mirror every day and just talk to myself about my life and am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? It's my accountability tool. And my dad died at 58 years old. My mother died at 59 years old, which were very important in my decision making. And when I looked in the mirror, I said, "What happens if I die today?" Owning a brokerage with 120 agents, and by the way, you don't make any money as a broker, which we'll talk about in a minute, was really difficult and very, very stressful. This going to bother you too much? Okay, okay. I'm in my general manager's office doing this. So I want to make sure I'm not bugging her. And so anyway, so I looked in the mirror and said, "What happens if something happens to me?" And the reality as a broker, if something happens to you, you're done. Like your family gets nothing, the business dissipates, and you're done. And that scared the crap out of me because as a broker, I never made any money. My best year, I made 200 grand. My average year I made between 50 and 75,000, sometimes $100,000 profit. And that's with 120 agents. That's how bad that's how bad it is for brokers out there. They won't tell you that because they don't want to share how much their lives are terrible, but that's the reality. So, anyways, I went to sell the company. Got offered 3.5 million from Remax and Century 21. Decided to go to work with Century 21, and we got down to the last day of negotiating, and they explained how you get paid, which is you get a little bit of money the first year, a little money the second year. 70% of the money is the third year based on the retention of the original 120 agents. So because we're on video, I won't say exactly what I said to them because I'm a nice guy. But I said, so let me get this straight. So if you guys are terrible at what you do, and 50% of the people leave, instead of getting 3.5 million that you're offering me, I'm going to get 1.75. They said yes. I go, so I'm going to rely my entire financial future on you guys being good. They said yes. It's up to you to retain them. I said no, that's stupid, and I got up and walked out of the room. I then called Jason Gessing, who was the CEO at the time, and I'd already met with him 3 times. I love the EXP model. I couldn't wrap my head around not being the guy. It's an ego thing. I mean, I'm really well known locally. I'm well known around the country for internet stuff, and all of a sudden, I'm going to give up my baby of 13 years, right? But I called Jason. And I said, "Are you going to be in Inman?" So I met him in January. So we were in November of 16. This is now January 2017. And I said, Jason, the only thing holding me back right now is my brand. I've built 13 years building Tropical Realty in a very well known, very well respected brand. I can't just give that up. And he goes, well, you don't have to. I go, well, what do you mean? He goes, just be Tropical Realty brokered by EXP. And I go, why didn't you tell me that 2 years ago when we first met? Because that's why I didn't join 2 years ago, which, by the way, cost me millions of dollars because that 2 years of time. Anyway, so came back, talked to my wife and my general manager, Pat, because Pat was been for 20 years. And my wife said very profoundly, because she remember in her brain, we're selling the company for 3.5 million. I said, I come back from New York and I say, I'm just going to give the company away. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, this is what I think. And I think if it does what I think it can do, we can retire in 5 years. And if it doesn't, it can always reopen Tropical. She's like, well, what's the worst case scenario? I go, the worst case scenario is I go back and sell homes. I made more money selling homes by myself than I ever made as a broker. So we went ahead and did it. We had 65 agents at the time. I'd already let go a bunch, and we moved over. We lost 25 agents in the switch, so we ended up with about 40.
Wow.
And today I have 2,100 agents in 49 states and 9 countries.
Oh, Mitch, that is amazing. What a journey. Congratulations.
So it was life changing. It was life changing. And I'm going to put in the I don't have the URL, but I'm going to put in the chat box. If you want to watch a really good video, type in into YouTube, Mitch Ribak Jeanette. It is an interview. Every broker I talk to, I make them watch this video because it talks about how much our life changed and how much our relationship changed, not just with her, with my kids and my grandkids, because of that move to EXP. So,
Oh, wow.
so you want to watch that video. It's phenomenal. But so one of the things I want you to be thinking about right now is brokerages that are out there, regardless of their size, are not making any money. I'm going to give you some examples. I have a brokerage that joined us 2 years ago now, 120 agents in San Diego. They lost 700 grand that year. I have a brokerage in Vegas, 180 agents. They broke even that year. I'm talking to a brokerage right now in Hoboken, New Jersey, 350 agents, and they made $104,000 last year.
Oh, wow.
Every broker right now that's out there is struggling, right? And their ego's in the way, and this is the hardest part when you talk. It was when I tell my stuff, it's based on what I went through and why I talk like this. But they will not tell you their life sucks. They will not admit it. And by the way, are there some people that their lives are okay? Yeah, like 5 out of 100,000. But the reality is almost every broker I talk to, their life sucks. Because here's the things that I say to brokers that I love. You know, the best thing about being a broker was when you take someone that's brand new and you work your butt off and you give them hundreds of hours of time to get them up the ladder and they finally make it and they go, Mitch, you were the best mentor I ever had, but I'm going to go over here now. Like
Yeah.
every broker can relate to that because it happens to every broker, especially your small independents. Also, remember your independents, your 10 agent, 15 agent brokerages, only 30% of their agents sell anything. So the broker's selling full time to pay the bills for their office. I did analyzed a brokerage. This was last year, probably in May, and I said, "How was 2023 for you?" Oh, it was amazing. We had a great year. So I said, let's look at your numbers because if you had a great year, maybe you should just keep doing what you're doing. So we pulled apart her numbers. I took out her numbers because you have to. The broker's numbers don't count. She made $500,000. She did. She did really well. The brokerage lost $7,500. I met with a broker the other day, 10 agents. They made $50,000 off their brokerage. $50,000. They make money because the broker and his partner sell a lot of homes, high end homes, but their team made 50 grand and they were happy with that. That's your typical brokerage. So if you can get past the ego and get them on a call with someone like myself, and I will do 3-way calls anytime you want, just let me know. I help anybody in the XP I help. I don't care who you are or what group you're with. But if you can get them to be open minded to a better way of running their business, that's when you get them involved with someone like myself or anybody. I don't know who's in your organization, but anybody that moved over a brokerage will share the honesty about it. And there's a reason why, we have a 500 agent brokerage just joined in South Florida, another 120 agent brokerage just joined in South Florida. There's a reason why these brokerages are switching over because their lives are horrible, horrible, and they can't get out. They can't get away from it. They're just stuck in that mode. And again, if they can get rid of the ego, which is the hardest part, then they'll be open minded. And I can't tell you how many brokers I've talked to online that have cried, literally broken down and cried. Right? I just had a broker, a 10 agent brokerage in La Jolla join us yesterday.
Oh,
And
wow.
and when I met with her, and I was out in San Diego, I met with her, and she cried. She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm not making any money. Got 2 kids in college, and she's making money as a realtor, but she's losing money every month from her team. I talked to a team in Jacksonville recently. Their team is losing 50 grand a month. So that's your typical broker, team leader. They're all struggling right now. So to me, that's a great opportunity. Um, any questions on that? Because I have some other stuff I'll talk about too. But
Yeah, so I actually got a question for you, Mitch. So we actually have a case, in our organization, like a team. They say that, they left and they opened their own brokerage because they told me that, with all the amount with all the money that they pay into EXP, they can
yep.
actually make more money if they open up their own brokerage. So how do you, work through that objection?
So can you see this? Let me take out my video for a minute. So I wrote this book called The Big Lie, right? And I wrote that book for people exactly like that. And so the challenge is that's what they believe because that's what they've been told. What they're going to find out really quickly is all of a sudden their overhead goes way up. They have to have more staffing and they make actually less money. I made more money as a team under a brokerage where I paid a 30% split to my broker than I made as a broker. Right. So what happens is they don't anticipate all the costs involved with running a brokerage. Now you've got to pay for insurance. Now you've got to pay for you know uh, maybe an office. Now you've got to have more staff because you have more agents joining you. But you can't. I just had a team do the same thing here locally. They left us and opened their own brokerage. You can't. They're not going to come back right away. They've got to get some pain first, and they will. So when I started my team, I tell people I started my babysitting journey. And when I got my brokerage, I get the full-fledged babysitting. I was not a realtor or broker anymore. I was a babysitter slash counselor slash dad. Right. And that was the majority of my life. Literally, it was 10 to 15 calls every day. So what they're going to find is, and if everybody have teams, the team model's broken too, because that's the lie. Sell a lot of homes, start a team for leverage. Oh, I'm not making enough money at my brokerage. Now I need to start a brokerage to add that extra 20% to the bottom line, right? it doesn't work. They're still a year from now, they're still going to be in the same place they were when they were with EXP, except with more liability now. Now they're going to find out they're getting a complaint from a lawyer because they're getting sued because one of their agents was out there doing something. There's always something. Now, do brokerages work? I think brokerages that are like 3 agent brokerages, they work. Or an individual that's a broker by themselves with just themselves and a spouse or something like that, those work. But once you start adding on 3, 4, 5, 10 agents, 12 agents, 15, you start this whole cycle of chasing. And that's what I did. I started with 6. I go, I'm not making any money with 6, so I went to 12. Wasn't making money with 12, so I went to 20. Then I went to 50. Then I went to 75. Then I went to 100. Then I went to 120. And then I'm like, this is stupid. So that makes sense. So you got to let them feel some pain first. They're not going to feel pain right now. It's all ego based. Look at me. I'm the broker. I'm the big guy on the block, right? That's what goes on in their head. And a year from now, I knew after 2 years that opening my brokerage was the biggest mistake of my business life.
Thank you, Mitch. And then, guys, if you have questions for Mitch, feel free to open up your mic. But Mitch, another question for you. Like a lot of us here, we kind of hit plateau as far as agent attraction, right? My group has been stagnant when around 200 people. Kai May, we've been stagnant at about 100 people. Is there like is there like a quantum jump, in your agent attraction business? Like all of a sudden, things start to like take off. And you
Yeah,
can
it's so it really just depends on your people that you bring on, right? So if you bring on people that are like-minded, it tends to grow. And I'll give you an example. I didn't bring on 2,100 people, right? I have so Dennis D'Souza is in my front line. Dennis is about 750 of my 2,100, 1,750 rather. And then he brought on Brian Moses, who's another 400 of mine, right? And Dennis brought on Pete Middleton. You may know Pete, luxury guy. So Pete is 1,400 of Dennis's 1,750. So it's about, but they've all only brought on 30 or 40 people. It's just cumulative. So our numbers really started taking off around 250. When we hit 250, we saw it started skyrocketing, and we went from 250 to 1,000 pretty quickly within about a year and maybe 2 years. So it does happen pretty quick, uh, but it does take time. It's really a matter of the people that are in your group. If you get the right people in your group, then it works. Um, and in the meantime, you've got to bring on, one at a time, two at a time, and just the way it works. Now, the real exponential growth is when you bring on a big brokerage, right? That's when you add, like when we added 120 agents. Like within 2 days, I went from, I added 120 agents in 2 days. It was great. I'm putting for Teddy there, I'm putting my calendar in the chat there if anybody needs my calendar to book an appointment.
Oh, thank you, Mitch. Yeah. So
So all of that is really just a matter of some of it's luck. Like we happen to bring in a guy that just came on now. He's on my 5th level, and he's opening up Egypt. I mean, Turkey. So I could end up another 1,000 people on my 6th and 7th level from him because he's built out to. So it's just, and you don't know who's who or who's what, right? But the majority of people in my organization have brought on 1 or 2 people. Right? It's just so those 1 or 2 people equate to 40, 50 people a month.
that is amazing. Yeah, so I saw the link. Thank you, Mitch. And if any one of us here in the call, if you are talking with a broker,
Yeah,
I tell Mitch.
book. Make sure you book an hour. So don't book less than an hour because I can't do it in less than an hour.
Okay.
Now now I want to talk to you about individual agents real quick because that's what most of you will probably do, right? So if you haven't, who's done attraction? Like raise your hand if you've done some attraction.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. All right. So here's the easy way of doing it. So first of all, you make a list of everybody that you know who's in real estate, right? That's a no-brainer. That's kind of what I did, by the way. And then you rank them by relationship. Like who's your friends? Talk to your friends first, right? If people are like reaching out to people they don't know, don't do that. Right? Talk to your friends first. And here's the line that I would be using now if I was just starting out. I'd say I'll use Sydney. So Sydney, so we've been friends for a long time. And, I'm with EXP, and I want to try this attraction thing. I'm not sure. I sell a lot of homes. I'm not really sure how it works. But will you do me a favor? Because I could use your help and we're friends. I just need your help. Will you watch this video for me? Because you want to play one of the videos before they get on a three-way call. We don't want to talk about 80-20 splits. That's a waste of the time, right? Can you watch this video for me? And then I want to set up a call with this guy, Mitch. He's some bald guy out of Florida. That he's the guy that talks to a lot of people about joining EXP. Because I want to hear how he answers the questions that you ask. That's it. So the reality is the hardest part of this is getting people to be open-minded to at least take a look. Right. And one of my favorite lines is don't be attached to the outcome. I know that 90% of the people that I talk to are going to say, no way, goodbye. I don't care about them. I care about the 10% are at least open to having a conversation. Right. But like everything else, I mean, none of you woke up and got your license and said, I want to be a recruiter. Right. Nobody did that. And you don't have to be. So you just go out and you help people and you introduce them to people like me. What most people do is they spend too much time yakking about EXP and they're not really learning about things. So me and Sydney are now on a call. So Sydney, here's my line. So Sydney, tell me about yourself. And I'm hoping Sydney's the talker. People that are successful in real estate usually talkers, right? I mean, the one that's sitting there like this, going like, yeah, I'm in real estate. I don't even want them. I don't want to convert them because they're gonna suck anyways. Pardon my French. But the ones that are. I always wondered the French say "pardon my American." Just curious. But anyways, you want to find out about them as a human being. I want to know what Cindy's aspirations are. I want to know what Cindy's needs are. And my conversation based on that conversation is going to go in that direction. For instance, if Cindy told me, yeah, I've owned 13 companies over the last, what are you, like 22 years old? Over the last 2 years, I'm going to talk more. I'm going to get into rev share, right? I'm still going to talk about selling houses, but I'm going to get into rev. If they're not that entrepreneurial mindset, I am not talking about rev share at all, right? I'm going to talk more about tools and how to sell more homes and stuff like that. And I'll give some. I'm a coach, so I'll give some coaching advice while I'm on that call. And it works. Almost everybody that I talk to joins. Not everybody, but almost everybody that I get into a three-way call with or I meet in person. I just had an agent here 15 minutes before I got on the call with you guys. They just joined. If I get in front of them, they're going to join. So, and there's lots of me out there. Who's in your organization? Who's your upline?
Jeff and Amanda Weisbeard.
Oh yeah, yeah. So great people, yeah. Awesome people. They can help. But again, most of us will help you. I prefer talking to high producers and brokers because it's easier. It's more fun to me. But the challenge with working with brand new agents is there's a lot of effort that goes in, and 87% fail. I looked at my organization of who's left my organization, and 73% have 0 transactions. 82% have 2 or less transactions. So that's a lot of work to bring those people in, and then they leave, right? And they leave because they don't want to pay the $85 a month because they're broke. So I prefer agents that are more successful. Another thing to do is reach out to agents that are successful, again, that and say, I'd love to get together and just kind of brainstorm a little bit. The market's shifted a little bit. I'd love to hear a little more about what you're doing to do well. I see that you're doing well still. I'd love to pick your brain a little bit. Don't get into EXP stuff. Build the relationship. Like everybody that I've brought on has been relationship built. I don't spew EXP. I don't talk about EXP, to be honest with you. There's very little talk about EXP. I'll bring it up near the end of the conversation of how EXP can help them build their business. But we call it EXPing on people. Once you start going with EXP, it turns people off right away, right? And that's why people don't join. Is because of that. Does that help at all?
That is awesome. Thank you, Mitch. And I got another question before we wrapped up. Most of us they're very curious on, like your day to day as far as coming to RevShare. Like how do you glue people together? How do you support your leader? Could you share some tip on leadership and how do you keep pushing your organization forward?
Sure. So we do a couple things. We have pretty much something going on almost every day. I don't know, and not just my stuff. I plug them in. Like, I founded Family Tree with EXP Family Tree. I don't know if you might be familiar with that with Rich Tomasini and Elizabeth Riley and Hank Abnick. So we do a thing called the Hive on Wednesdays, which we give. It's all about attraction, mostly about attraction. So we do that. So we plug people into that from our group. We do a top producer panel every Thursday, which anybody can come to. That's well, and we get a decent amount of agents go there. I mean, ultimately, you can't make people do anything. But I'm always talking to my leaders. I have, I'm very blessed to have some great leaders in my organization, and we talk all the time. They're all part of my top producer panel. So we all talk. We hang out. We go to the events together. I would say the biggest glue is getting people to the events, going to EXPCon, going to Cabo. If they want to attract, they should go to Cabo. I mean, it's a great place to learn attraction. This is the first year in I think 5 years I'm not going. There's got too much going on. But you've got to, if you immerse yourself in that part of the business, you'll attract more agents. But surely look at attraction versus recruiting. I don't look at what I do as recruiting. Right? Even when I had my brokerage, I never picked up the phone and recruited agents.
Yeah.
What's that question? What tools or software do you use? Are you talking about from a attraction standpoint?
From the attraction standpoint, any tool
So there's a couple out there. I'm not honestly. I'm a spreadsheet guy. I use a spreadsheet, so I don't. But CRM Grow is really good. And then oh, what's the
How
one that?
about for the communication with the people already in the rev share group?
Okay, I got you. So we use a Follow Up Boss to do our emails through. And that's pretty much all we're using for that. I mean, Follow Up Boss, and we send them stuff. If there's anything important, like when the 1099s came out, we sent everybody in our organization that, we you still only get about 60% open to things, if not less. I mean, most realtors just don't plug in. You can't fix that. So I stopped chasing people. Um, here's another line that I like is we're looking for people that are looking for us, right? And there's plenty of people out there. Keep in mind, only 10% of realtors in the country right now are with a cloud-based brokerage.
10%?
10%. So 90% don't even understand what we do yet. So there's a whole ton of room for growth. Now, of course, unlike a couple of years ago, we have more competition. We have Real, we have LPT, we have Epic to a small degree. And I think there's like 22 different virtual companies out there now. So what does that actually do when you're talking to someone? It validates the virtual model. Like Len started the virtual model, but all these companies coming in competing with us now are validating it, and they're going for the low hanging fruit. Like a lot of most of my agents that left that were non-productive went to LPT and Epic, not Epic because they charge a monthly fee, and Real because they don't charge a monthly fee. Some felt like they needed an office because they thought that would help them sell houses. It doesn't. They still don't sell houses. So you can't fix. I don't try to fix people anymore. Here's the one thing I understand. Everybody leaves. Right? They either quit, you fire them, they die, they retire. So if someone leaves, they think they're doing what's best for them and their family. I don't get upset about that. Now I offer enough stuff to retain them and help them, and I offer, for my entire organization, very few people take me up free coaching, right? And I might get one or two of those a week. Nobody. So that's the beauty of doing what I've done instead of having my brokerage where I'd get 10 to 15 calls every day. I only get a couple of calls a week, right? Nobody calls me anymore. So I have freedom. I work 30 hours a week, 35 hours a week. I do the most important job, which is being a grandfather and a husband, and everything else is not important to me. Right? I do what I need to do to take care of people because I enjoy that. But the reason why I wrote that book was to teach people freedom. And freedom is not always about attracting agents, it's about how to sell houses at a high level, a high volume, working 25, 30 hours a week. Because anybody that's working 80 hours a week right now is missing their life. And that's unfortunately, this happened to me before I realized that. This whole thing.
Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, so I think you guys have any other questions for Mitch? I know we're getting at the top of the hour here, and Mitch, again, I just want to say thank you so much for your time, and I'm gonna be in Cabo. Thank you for mentioning Cabo. So I'm going. My third time going back. Kai is gonna be there as well. And I have to say, if that's the one single event that kind of changed the trajectory of my Asian attraction business, that one is definitely the Cabo event.
Yeah, if you want to do attraction, you need to go to Cabo. Here's the reason: it's 1,200 people roughly, right? But it's all people with the same brain. Like they're all interested in attraction. So you go to EXPCon, this class is going on, which I love EXP. It's my favorite event of the year. So this class is going on for attraction and stuff like that, which is great. But when you go to Cabo, it's 4 days of that's all we talk about is attraction. There's a little bit of production thrown in there. I think Tom Ferry's coming, a couple of people, but it's really about mindset and attraction and building that part. And I will tell you, I know you didn't get your license to do that part of the business, but that donate 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week into it, and it's a numbers game. If you reach out to 20 people a month, one or two are going to join, right? If you reach out to 50, 4 or 5 are going to join. It's strict. Sales is sales is sales. I don't care what you're selling. It's a capture leads, someone that's interested, nurture. Some people join in a week, some people join in 3 years, and then once they join, create a customer for life. Right? So, but feel free. You got my calendar. If anybody has questions, reach out to me. I'm glad to help anybody. I'll charge you no more than a couple $1,000s for 15 minutes. And no, I'm kidding. And but anything I do to help you guys, just let me know. I'm always here.
Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, so hi, May, Amanda, everybody. If you have any question for Mitch, let me know. But I needed to hear this today. Thank you, Mitch.
Sure.
I have
Thank you
a
so
quick
much.
question.
Yeah,
Oh,
my pleasure.
go ahead.
I'm gonna hop off. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys take care. Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mitch. Bye.